if you watch part 1, now we know what happens when you put bad girls in the house. They do bad things. So now what happens when it's glorified? Well, that's exactly what seasons 6 through 10 were. The peak seasons of BGC. Follow along as we go down an epic rabbit hole of just pure chaos. So BGC 6 was supposed to be like the Hollywood season and going back home. Now season 6 wasn't a bad season, but this is the first season where the opening fight featured the replacement. And now I know we live in a day and age where everything is just put on the internet, but before, you know, social media was really heavy. It used to be like a kept secret of what happened on the show. It used to be like, you know, you had to sign stuff not saying you're on the show until it was given permission. So it was always kept a secret, or we had to find out over time who certain replacement was. But this season we got a preview because Ashley King was featured in the opening fight when her and her friends had got into it with the cast.
Her first, she pushed her back. We walked in the house and got attacked.
But this season was a different season. You just gotta take it for what it is, because it had different kind of bad girls. Like Nikki was a bad girl sister. She was the athlete. She was the football player. Lauren was the country girl. But Lauren was also one of them bad girls. She's not a fighter. She's more so gonna beat you up mentally because she was sneaky and she was very calculated. She knew what she was doing. Shar was the CEB, the chief executive. Shar used to give out some good little one-liners.
You can either stand beside me or behind me. That's it. No one's in front of me. Rotate, rotate, rotate. And I guarantee you ain't never met nobody like me in Kentucky. I can almost write that check and you can take it to the bank and cash it.
They have to understand, the oldest girl, well, from the originals was Shar. She was 27, all the other girls like 21, 22. So they was dragging. They called that girl like old every 5 seconds. I will say though, the rivalry between Shar and Nikki is really one of the most funniest rivalries in BGC history, because it really was a thing of y'all both are more alike than y'all give yourself credit for. And this is really just a struggle of power.
Nikki's being her sarcastic self, still thinking everything's so funny. She still has that stupid ass smirk on her face, and I keep going right back at her with it.
This young bitch don't even know what's going on right now.
Yo, if you guys are gonna be on this book, get out of here, yo.
Her? Me? Why?
This is real.
No, I know.
Get out of here, for real. Bye.
Your puppy's in?
Yeah, they are. It's great.
They love you?
They do. Have you not noticed?
Yeah, 24 hours.
Appreciate it. Say that's right. Appreciate it.
Like, y'all really was friends. Y'all should just sit down somewhere. But the only controversy that season 6 really had was that they had some noise complaint. It also was alluded that production set up one of the replacements to be sent home, Jennifer. So the urban legend is this. Earlier today that Jennifer was supposed to leave the house, she got into it real bad with one of the producers. And the producer was like, oh girl, you're not gonna talk to me like this. Yeah, y'all get up out this house. And when Nikki, Wilma, and Lauren got together and just like was packing her stuff up and telling her to get out, she was just going ahead and going with the process because she knew she had to go home anyway. So, and Wilma and them, that was just the icing on the cake, if that makes sense. It's never been confirmed or not, so just take that with a grain of salt and just as a rumor. But for what it's worth, this season produced one of the best brawls in BGC history. And it was from two people who was very underrated, Ashley and Corey. Now let me tell you kiddos about storyline, because this right here had been brewing. This had been brewing all the way back from when Corey mistakenly said that Ashley said, oh, I'm prettier than all of you. When Ashley said, I feel better than all of you. It was also the situation when Playboy was feeling Ashley a little bit more than Corey. Then the situation through the drive-through where Corey had put all that on Ashley's car, swiped her car. Oh, this situation was it was bound to happen. So when they finally got into it, they don't call it the Barbie brawl for a reason. The girls gave it up. Another thing people kiki about is Wilma hitting Nikki in the head with that limb in their altercation. I low-key have a theory. I feel like Nikki was trying to play the mental game more so with Wilma. Not saying she was losing on purpose because she couldn't fight, but I think Nikki's main thing was like, I want you to go home. So I don't care if you beat me up or whatever. I'm gonna win when they send you home. Because everybody see they wanted to make it to the end. And when you make it to the end, you was considered like a bad girl, you survived. So I think that's what's Nikki's point of view. I don't like you, I'm gonna troll. It was a very troll-based season. So she was, I'm gonna pick at you, I'm gonna agitate you, and I'm gonna let you pop off, and I'm gonna let you win. But in my mind, I'm winning, because you're going home. I think that's where Nikki was coming from. Also want to touch on one of the cast members for a second, Sydney, because I like Sydney, but Sydney did end up leaving early in the season. And it's always been speculated and alleged that the reason why she left the show was A, she wanted to go home, but B, that she was having relapse from whatever. But I will say her and Char got into it a lot on that season, but she got her lick back on Char at the reunion.
You're 28, you left a corporate job. You were an administrative assistant. One step ahead of a receptionist.
Speaking of the reunion, them girls was pissed at Char because they found out that Char didn't want to be none of their friends. She really was just using them, and they was upset by that.
Because you were supposed to be our friend. Let's get over it. I'm not.
Also, this reunion, even though Jade left on the first episode, she found herself in an altercation with Corey, which I feel like it was not that deep because it was in the middle of a cake fight. It was the end of the reunion. Everybody was throwing cake. I guess Corey accidentally put some cake in Jade's hair. They slipped on top of each other, and it was like, oh, are they fighting? But it seemed like Jade knew they was playing until her family got involved. Then she, oh, I'm about to beat her, stuff like that. Jade was just looking for a moment because it was not that deep. Now, after season 6, production was like, well, we went home. Let's venture out again. So that's how we get to BGC 7, New Orleans, and this was a crazy season as well. Now, for what it's worth, it's always been an urban legend that the cast that we see on BGC 7 today, this was not the original cast. It's a rumor that they already had a previously set cast, and this cast was the cast that was originally supposed to air, and that Stassi, Tiara, and Judy was slated to be replacements. But the season was so crazy, and one of the girls got slashed in the face with a knife, allegedly, that they just scrapped the whole season, sent everybody home, and just started from anew. If you remember that rumor, comment, but that was like such an urban legend. It was like, oh, these are DMs of one of the previous girls talking to Char on Facebook, and they had to sign NDA. But I just feel like in this day and age, if it was true, somebody would have came forward and said something. And I feel like from a production standpoint, that is a lot to just scrap everybody. It's so funny because literally as I'm editing this video, Judy commented on one of my TikToks. And this TikTok is from when I made like 2 years ago when I was doing like them BGC secrets and rumors. But somebody added Judy. They was like, hey, is this true? And Judy was like, regarding the fake cast, and Judy was like, this is fake tea. Whoever started this is dumb. Casting process 5 months. We started filming when BGC 6 aired. Imagine me a replacement. Yeah, right. And then she responded to something that said that Judy was like a production plant and was doing stuff. And she was like, and production didn't tell me to do nothing ever. I'm like, Judy, how you know? Production told you. I'm just playing now. But per Judy, the rumor is fake. So let's move on to the next. But anyways, whether this cast was a replacement cast or not, the cast worked. Because season 7 is up there with one of the most iconic seasons of BGC. This season, we was introduced to Shelly, Nastasia, Angie, Priscilla, Tasha, Tiara, and none other than Judy, who had the voodoo for all of them girls.
I got the voodoo for these bitches.
And I think this opening fight was, at this point, one of the most intense. It featured Priscilla and Judy, and all you hear is, I will shave your face off and wear it for Mardi Gras.
I will shave your face off and wear it for Mardi Gras 2012.
Jumping ahead a little bit, but this altercation did have some pretty good, iconic one-liners that I still say to this day.
Are you hungry? I served you breakfast in bed. With me, bitch! I'm awake now!
And I feel like at this point, this is when we're starting to see a shift. As I noted in the beginning, we started off in season 1, 0 tolerance for confrontation. In season 2, it started off with these girls working in a nonprofit to help develop themselves. Bad Girls Club was always centered around personal development. Bad Girls Club was always supposed to be like a learning list. This is how I will act in this social experiment with girls I don't like. Am I gonna be strong enough and resilient, I think I said that right, enough to make it to the end, change, and learn how to navigate with my own emotions? But I will say it was a shift that started to happen at this season. We started being focused, and the highlight started to be the fights, the intense, the drama. Because guess what? No matter how you try to put it, sex and drama is gonna always sell. Now this season, what I do like about this season, this was just one good my side versus your side season. The ongoing thing was to pick at Judy, but after a while, Tiara and Stassi got tired of it. So once we got the clear establishment, Tiara, Stassi, Judy versus Shelly, Priscilla, and Tasha, and Angie just switching side, oh, it was all bizarre. And if you notice, each one of them, that's the person I'm finna get. Priscilla, Judy, Stassi, Shelly, Tiara, Tasha, and Angie just went wherever the wind blew. Because Angie started off getting into it with Judy, then when she was cool with them, she was getting into it with Shelly, but then after that big brawl happened, she got into it with Tiara. But put a pin in there because I'm gonna talk about that big brawl in a second. And this season only brought in one replacement. Even though 3 girls went home, only one person was brought in as replacement. And I think the reason for that, the original 7 just had enough chemistry and enough room to just keep that season flowing. That's why it's important to have a good variety of people, because you get a good like that brawl that happened in the limo was literally like the line is drawn. Like our side's just been getting to it and we just gone it just all at once. So this was truly a defining moment for two reasons. That night, Shelly and Angie got arrested for causing a disruption, and then Stassi, Judy, and Tierra, they had to go be put in the hotel for the time being.
Oh, you back? Bitch, okay, right. You back? Bitch, y'all think this is the Brady Bunch? It's the Bad Girls Club! Judy!
So the next morning when everybody gets back, Tierra and Angie, they did get into it. But from that point forward, it pretty much set the tone. Good old-fashioned one side versus the other storyline. Ara and Angie did get into it again a second time at the little club, but eventually they did make up, and it just proceeded to a whole canon affair. They made up. Angie revealed to Tiara that Shelly was the one who messed with Stassi contacts, and then that's how we get the Stassi versus Shelly confrontation. Oh, a good old storyline. Now, as the franchise grows, controversy and secrets grow as well. Tasha was the pinpoint of hate during all of this because of her out-of-date thoughts and opinions, saying slurs.
Yeah, well, actually, we're going out tonight. And he's like, oh, I'm not dressed for the occasion. Like, what the I'm over him. Tasha is calling Tony the word is just, it's a nasty word, and it's used in such an ignorant way these days. Shelly's girlfriend is in town. All she does is talk about her every damn day, every 2 seconds, every second. Day 1, I'm a lesbian. Okay, day 2, I have a girlfriend. Day 3, I'm a lesbian. Day 4, Sarah's coming to town. Do you know Sarah's? Day 8, I have lesbian drama. Do you want lesbian drama? It's a lie.
You used to like to use this word, spaghetti.
Yes.
Why?
You know, like, first off,
you find that word funny, Priscilla?
Yeah.
Why?
Because we made it up. Like, it doesn't mean anything, it's a made-up name, yeah.
But it derives from the word.
No, actually,
No?
it really comes from Guido. At the end of the day.
Let's take a look what the clip said.
The spoon! Oh, Lord, it's spaghetti. How did he get called that name? Well, because he looks like a I don't like that word. Well, you know, it's not personal. So, anyway. Oh, I'm gay. Shelly takes everything so serious. It's not like I'm calling him a even if I am, like, I'm not calling you a like, people call me a terrorist. I don't care. I'm like, that's funny. You know, I've just never had anyone as flamboyantly gay as her. Like, she's everything. I'm gay. I'm a lesbian. I want to go to the gay parade. Oh my God, look at the gay people.
She got so much backlash from the fans, and she was actually involved in an incident where her and Nastasia got into it, and Nastasia fought her, and she decided to go call the police.
Okay, well, I'm calling the police. I'm gonna get your ass arrested, you stupid bitch. I'm getting your ass arrested. You in a bad girl's house. What the you thought this was? I will have my parents out here with like a SWAT team, not even playing. I'm talking to the police because honestly, like, Stassi needs to see that what she did was so stupid, and I want to make her look like the biggest idiot ever. And I don't give a like, I'll go talk to a cop, no problem.
Now, one thing about it, I feel like it was an understood thing. If we get into it in the house, it's, you know, it's in the realms of reality TV. You really can't press charges. Because even if it do make court, it's gonna be like you on a TV show. But Tasha decided to call the cops. It was reported on TMZ. Yeah, also the opening fight with Priscilla and Judy, that fight was happening from what they say all night. And the producer instructed Tiara and Stassi that they could not jump in because they knew this was gonna be the highlight of the season. They keep saying Priscilla had a knife. No, I feel like it's important to know, I don't really think they had actual knives or real stuff that can actually unalive somebody because they know what they get themselves into. They're not gonna really put them in positions to really get harmed because that's a bigger lawsuit. But from what the girls have stated, it happened all night. And you may be wondering why in some scenes some girls were missing or just wasn't present. It's a rumor that only 4 girls could stay in the house per night because of the laws that's put in place by Louisiana. You can't have more than 5 people, if I'm not mistaken, in a house at once. So the girls have to rotate who would stay at the hotel and who would stay in the house each night. So that's why when all this craziness was happening, you think Shelly was just in the house sleep? No, Shelly was at the hotel. Even with Tiara sending Cheyenne home, you think Tiara just had it in her to just send Cheyenne home and Cheyenne just got to the airport and just flew her out? No, production knew they wanted the girl home.
I just wanted to let you guys know that this is not how we go home. Basically, all of this was a joke. Oh, it was just to get her out, and we're not leaving. So who came up with this master plan? What?
And it was a funny prank, but it wasn't something that solely was done on Tiara's end. Production knew that Cheyenne at this point was dead weight, and they wanted her out the house. So BGT is not a scripted series, but sometimes producers be like, hey, you know, we need you to do this just so we can let the girl go home. And sometimes they comply, and that's what the situation. Because think about it, Cheyenne just gets to the airport and they just looking at her like, what you doing? Like, no, of course she had like flight information and all this stuff booked and ready for her to get back home. But yes, Tiara said she was gonna burn the girl stuff, but production's like, no, let's not go that far. Let's just pack her stuff up and yeah, Now, when you think of BGC, Judy was one of the breakout stars of the season. She was very popular after this. So much so, when they filmed the reunion, Judy was actually filming Love Games. So she left the Love Games house, filmed the reunion, and went back. But this will also be the last time Perez Hilton films the reunion.
The rumor was that Tasha got him fired for whatever reason, for however he treated her at the reunion. But that wasn't the case. Perez did a video years later saying that he basically quit hosting reunions because he felt like Bad Girls Club was tarnishing his name, which is kind of ironic because, yeah.
A consensus seems to be that I was fired. No, I didn't get fired, but, and there is a but, there is a mistake that I made, and I'll get to that later. But first, I quit, and let me explain why. I was hosting these specials. The last one that I did was around the same time that I decided to make a change on my website and no longer be awful. I didn't feel right being associated with this show anymore. It is as simple as that. You can ask Oxygen, but I regret quitting. If you are miserable at your job, do not quit until you have another job lined up.
Now, I feel like it's important to know, I am talking about a lot of the controversy. It's important to know that as I'm talking and we're getting deeper and deeper into these seasons, controversy is going to build up. Put a pin in it, right? So after the craziness of New Orleans, I guess the production was like, you know what, let's just go back to the West Coast. And that's how we get introduced to BGCA Las Vegas. Now, BGCA Las Vegas is the first because of one reason. This was the first season to have a set of twins on there, Danny and Gabby.
And I really need to paint the picture. At this time, it was really a big deal because something like this was unheard of. Like, if you go audition for any show, like, it's either you getting picked, like, you're not gonna bring your whole family and crew onto the show. But the fact that this network was like, you know what, we're gonna take a chance, and out of all the people who have auditioned with their sisters in the past, or all the people that audition, we're gonna take a chance and actually put both set of twins onto the show. Like, that was kind of historic and monumental at that time.
And I feel like it's very important to know. You wanna know why we see so much sister stuff and how we see so much twins? I feel like Danny and Gabby, call me wrong, unpopular opinion, they really set the staple for that type of stuff. After we saw this, all we saw was like shows like Twinning or like things having to do with another twin. Sister season, like Danny and Gabby was the staple. And it was just one of those things, it was just so unheard of. People was like, are these industry plans? Do they have connection? How is it these two girls, Massachusetts personality, was able to get them on the spot on the show? But it was. Now, BGC 8 was a very clicked up season and featured girls like Amy, Mimi, Erica, Gia, Jenna, but this is when there's a lot of production magic started to happen because the twins was featured in the opening fight, and this is the first time we ever saw some twins get jumped. It was really iconic for the moment.
Decoration in this room, huh? A little bit of trash for you guys. Are we done? Because I had Chipotle, I need to eat it. Yeah, I'm pretty hungry.
But if you let the TV timeline tell it, after they got jumped, they left the house. But that is not true. The twins got jumped and they went to Mexico and then they left the house. Now, this is per the twins' mouth, but production edited as if the twins had just left the house after they got jumped because they was mad that the twins was leaving. They didn't want the twins to leave because they knew that this was gonna be so juicy.
Also, allegedly, they didn't want the twins to go home because they didn't want to bring in 2 new replacements. It was gearing up towards the end of their stay there, and had the twins left, in which they did, they were gonna have to bring in 2 new sets of girls, and they didn't want to do that. They would much rather Danny and Gabby stay. So they was like, look, if you guys leave, we're gonna edit you guys a certain way. And this clip right here kind of backs up my theory. Check this out.
Like, we had a good night. Like, we're in our own section. We didn't look at them. We didn't talk to them. And Amy has to ask us a question that she already knows the answer to. We're talking to the producers right now. Hopefully they get it. Like, this is not a healthy situation. I don't want to be here. She doesn't want to be here. Like, I was with a dude that's haunted me for 4 years. You think I need to do that? And it's not like it's one where me and Gabby can take her. It's unfair. It's 4 against 2.
So at this point, you guys got a taste of your own medicine and you can't handle it.
No, it's not a taste of our own medicine. When we came here, we are nice to everyone. We treated everyone as good as we possibly could.
Is that your perception? Your perception is that you treated everybody nicely?
No, not Jenna and not Elise. If I could go back, I would have done that different because it looks trashy. But you can't go back. So you just got to deal with whatever happened.
Okay, so listen, I'm going to put you in a hotel. I'm going to escort you out, okay? So come with me, ladies.
Mind you, like I stated, they knew drama was selling, so fights back in the day, it was not lasting that long. The twins getting jumped, they said it lasted 20 minutes. Like, you're just seeing a couple seconds, it lasted way longer than that. So because they left the house and it didn't fit their storyline, they only had like this much time left, they forced their hand, they forced them to bring in some replacements. Now, some of the replacements we saw this season, I low-key feel like our production plan, especially Elise. It's always been a rumor, it was confirmed, Elise wasn't even her real name. She was like hired to just do a job.
Now, production plant or not, Elise still had one of the worst introductions to Bad Girls Club as a replacement. Upon her getting into the house, the girls was just so mean, so nasty. They already ruined her stuff, threw her stuff into the pool. They was really intimidated by Elise. And then at this point, it was always a thing of if we fight as a house. That's kind of what they did to Jenna, who had left the house. But they did something to Elise that was so foul. Check this out. Like, what if she couldn't swim? They was so hard on Elise. You could tell they was intimidated, but we wasn't calling it bullying at this point. Put a pin in that. Now, Elise did get jumped, but eventually the house grew tired of that. Well, everybody except for Danny and Gabby. They just could not let this petty high school beef go, even though the house had moved on. So much so they even got into it at a restaurant. Now, when Elise's sister came into town, they tune switched up, but I don't even think that was Elise's sister for real. Matter of fact, I think they said that wasn't her sister. Elise's whole ordeal was just kind of weird. But Elise played it smart. She is a baddie in real life. She is currently a successful real estate agent under her real name, so I get why she did what she did.
But we also got introduced to Christine Moon, and Christine was from Nashville. Stayed for a couple days. She left early, so production had them jump her. When I say had, I'm not saying they forced the girls, because they're grown women, they can do whatever they want to do. But production did tell them, she want to leave, y'all take care of her, we're gonna end these in short. So they just bad girl, they was playing bad girl role. That's why Mimi was so worried and anxious after that whole situation, because she didn't care per se about Christine. She was just saying, okay, so when production be like, we want Mimi to go, what y'all gonna do? Y'all just gonna switch up? Now, one of the most iconic people from this season that we still talk about to this day, and that you still see to this day, is Camilla. Camilla first appeared on Bad Girls Club, and now she's on Baddies East. Fun fact, Camilla also tried out for America's Next Top Model.
And Camilla's time in the house can be described as the following. She moved in with Christine. She was cool with Christine, but then she switched up and started moving with the house, helping the girls throw out Christine's stuff, and even initiated jumping her.
People are gonna be like, oh my God, you were her friend at first. Yeah, I was. I did it because I wanted to do it. And that's why I did it. And I'll do it again if I have to.
She tried to be cool with the house and even be BGC BFS with Elise. But the girls was not feeling her and she started feeling like the odd man out. So she kicked Elise out her room.
I can't do you, girl. Because you're fake. Oh, that's my stuff? Yes, girl. Mattress. Well, that's not your mattress you didn't pay for. I didn't touch none of your belongings. I touched the mattress that Bad Girls Club bought. If anybody got a problem, it's space and opportunity because I don't care.
From there, it was the Camilla was the outcast storyline. I think they thought they was going to treat Camilla how they treated all the other girls this season, but they realized real quick Camilla was just cut from a different cloth, so that just was not going to work. She went from kissing on Amy and taking a shower with her to having a physical altercation with her right afterwards. Her mom also gave us one of the most iconic BGC mom's phone conversation ever.
What that is, Camille, that ass and have your auntie Glee come get you. She gonna be upside your mother head. That's where that pup gonna be upside your head, bitch. Look at it. Your face look like a mother shoe, bitch. From Payless.
Afterwards, she got sent home, and that's the story of Camilla on BGC.
But at this reunion, this will be the first time that Perez will not be hosted, and this will be the first time that we see a different trend happen. This is when we see them get an older bad girl member, Tanisha, to come in and host the reunion, because it takes a bad girl to know a bad girl. And spoiler alert, Tanisha will host the reunion from season 8 to the completion in season 17.
Now, at this reunion, Gia also became the first person to literally have a physical altercation with the member of the audience. And I do believe the audience members sometimes, not all of them, but majority of them were either like paid actors or staff because they didn't want stuff to get leaked out. But it is kind of crazy. I'm here to view the reunion and we get into an altercation. Wouldn't that be something? Also at this reunion, Camilla and Elise got into it like 3 times, but her friend did sneak in and do like a little sneak attack on Elise in round 1. Now they said because of this, it was a rumor that the BGC production team told them, look, y'all can't bring no more of y'all friends and family onto this show because y'all do too much. But I don't know how true that is regarding season 1 of All-Star Battle Reunion, but we'll get into that at a later date.
Now, BGC was doing so well and they had such a good budget and it was just a hit. They said, well, I'll stay in the country. Let's go out the the country. And that's how we get introduced to BGC 9, Mexico. This Bad Girls Club franchise premiered in July in Cabo San Lucas. And I would like to note that at this point, the producers also knew who their fan base was. Me, the testing group. I was like in 7th grade when I first got introduced to this. So I noticed they stopped airing it at a certain time in December, starting to air in like the summertime or like right after we got out of school, like at 7 o'clock. But this is when we get introduced to girls like Rima, Ashley, Christina, Megan, Erica. I don't understand.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Fallon, Julie.
Before I dive deep into this season, I do want to talk about this big urban legend that has always been in the BGC community for years. It's always been a rumor that Christina was never 21 when she got on the show. It's been rumored that she was actually 19, and because they was filming outside the United States in Cabo, they could get away with putting her on the show as 19 because the drinking laws and the rules and regulation in Cabo is different. But for, you know, U.S. purposes, they were just like, look, you are 21. Now, she has gone on to say, like, that's not true, but some people still believe to this day that she was 19 on the show.
So this season out the country, it was really good. It did what it needed to do. I've read that production really didn't have to intervene a lot this season because, you know, normally sometimes with production and being a part of a production show, they say stuff to entice certain people. Like I said, it was a social experiment. So let's say we in the house and I'm really not fooling with you like that. You know, I don't have music. I don't have my phone. I can't get on the computer like that. The only places we can go is like limited site. I can't listen to music. I can't do what I want to do. So if we're in the house and drumming not really flowing, production be like, hey girl, I really want to say I'm proud of you for how you handled yourself the other day because the way she talked to you, I probably would have snapped on her. And then, you know, we in the house, girl, you're right, I should have snapped on her. But they really didn't have to do all that this season. Drama just organically grew. It is interesting to note that it's always been such a rumor behind why did Erica really get sent home, because they always claim that the fight was too brutal. But at this point, there's really no such thing as a brutal hit.
And to add context, Rima was just public enemy #1 at the beginning of this season. We're not gonna call it bullying just yet. We're gonna get to that point, put a pin in it. But after some arguments and some fights with Megan, the girl just was not feeling her. So they all was ganging up on her, especially after they told Erica Rima was talking about her. That's when the tide turned and the house was just ganging up on Rima.
Don't Rima love her little foundation? Let's dump it out. Spoons and pots and pans, and we're gonna bang on them and wake Rima up. You're not catching no type of Z's in here, boo. Catch some Z's in Chicago. Go home.
Now, their situation finally hit its peak when they finally got into an altercation after Rima felt disrespected by the fact that Erica mentioned her child.
You're just hating on me. What do you got that I don't got that I should be hating on? I wanted to be a slut. I could easily do that. If I wanted any of your clothes that came from Charlotte Russe, I could easily get that. If I wanted to have a baby and nobody took care of it, I could do that. I said, if I wanted to have a kid and let the father not take care of it, I could easily do that. Right. That's what you said. Talking about my kid? No, I'm talking about you. Get out my face, Rima. Go ahead, bring him up again. Get back, bitch.
Like, we done seen some crazy moments happen and girls still was able to be on the show. Erica, at this point, it wasn't a zero tolerance rule. She got into one fight. It's been girls who've been fighting the whole season. But they talking about some Erica hit to Rima back was too much of a powerful blow. No, they had a specific storyline of what they wanted the season to look like. And they did not want the girls to be up under Erica's behind. So if they send her home, the storyline can flow how they want to. Because if not, Erica was gonna run the show.
Also, B-side to that theory, I think their storyline had just concluded. Like, it just wasn't gonna make sense to keep Erica and Rima both in the house when so much stuff has built up and they finally had this altercation. Okay, cool, we got the footage and we got the stuff we needed from the situation. Now Erica can go home. Because other than that, it just don't make sense. But eventually, Rima did start switching up, especially after Christina and Megan left. I mean, how could we forget Megan's exit? But the girls essentially did what they did to Rima to Andrea, who was the replacement at the time, and Rima participated in those activities, thus creating a circle of life in the Bad Girls Club house.
Also, the girls is not sent home like that this year, because think about it. That's gonna be a lot to try to send y'all home one by one to the States. We just gonna hold y'all all around in the hotel room. Once the season's wrapped, we just gonna send y'all all home. But it is worth noting that production did keep these girls to the end to bring them back into the house for a moment.
Diego, we have some other ladies. Okay. No? That's what I was told. Ladies? Yeah.
Oh.
Real silent.
What up? What you mean silent? We talking? The photo shoot's over and I'm ready to get cracking. Do you see how I'm dressed? There's no question that I'm ready to fight. Who wants to step to me? This is my last point and I'm done talking. I don't want to fight Fallon. Fallon, hopefully, maybe we might be friends in the future, maybe we not. After the show, you'll see who was real and who was not. Rima, I'm done fighting you. Julie, you don't want to fight. And Blondie, I'm going to slap your ass before I leave, so just be prepared. And nobody better jump in.
Rima, she looking like she going to a quinceañera or something. Blondie looking dirty as usual. Julie, she got a moo on, looking like some little old lady that lives in the shoes.
Only thing you bad at is fighting and being a mom. You a joke, you a clown, and you want to talk all that when I leave. And now I'm right here. Yeah, I'm right here, hunty. Right here, hunty. Right here.
Now, Julie and them did state that they knew production was trying to do this for them. That's why when you look back on this scene, when all the girls come back, they was just quiet because they knew production wanted a moment. And they wasn't trying to give it to them or say nothing to them. Like that little photo shoot. Where the photos at? But I will say, during this period of the BGC era, I want to say from BGC8, they started doing this interactive thing where you can just like tweet as the show go on and like your tweet will pop up during the show. It was cute, it was cute. Now, this BGC reunion was one of the most highly anticipated reunions. I think it was the most watched at the time. We all know the iconic moments that came from there.
Number 1, hater number 2, hater number 3, hater number 4. What's up? Do something about it. You know my style, do something. I could be scared of the dark. You're scared of me. What's up? What happened the last time you came to my face? Boo! I told call Rima, all right? And if you want your sucked, call Rima. I brought this cranberry juice. It's for Rima. But you know what? Me and Rima had our faults. Apologize, whatever you want to call it. I don't have no beef with Rima no more. All my beef is with on this couch. This couch? Yeah, so Tanisha, I'm gonna need you. I mean, if you don't want to get wet. Yes, because this is Calvin Klein and I don't play that.
Now, Julie get back at this reunion was so bad that it will go on to be called the Julie treatment. So in future seasons, when girls will say, oh, she acting like this because she don't want to get the Julie treatment at the reunion. Yeah, this is what they was talking about because my girl Julie was so...
Now, after the success of BGT9, producers was like, okay, well, let's take this back into the state. And we're gonna go none other than Atlanta.
If you a bad chick, show me what you working with. Boy, you a bad chick, show me what you working with.
Bitches, you need to round the up and let's get it cracking in the mother...
But as the show grows more, things get sneakier and things get worked underhand. Now, BGC 10 was featured in Atlanta.
And on this season of BGC, we got introduced to girls like Janae, Valentina, Paula, Alicia, Stephanie, Nikki, and Shannon. And we also got featured to some replacements. But remember how I kept saying put a pin in that whole bullying word? Yeah, let's unpack that.
To this day, I will say this, Shan Rock is the reason why everybody used that word bullying on the internet. I don't care what nobody say, that anti-bullying movement, the movement moved.
That was bully 101. Taste your own medicine, swallow it like a cat did. I got bullied the whole time.
Like, I have never seen so many people refer to incidents as bullying until I saw Shamrock on BGC 10. I'm saying it's a bad thing. Before it was just a thing of you in the Bad Girls Club or just reality TV moments in general. It was just like, it is what it is. Now, I see that's bullying, they're bullying. That's that Shamrock effect.
And it really started when Shannon was just the outcast of the season. Because Shannon started out cool with Alicia and Valentina, but then she had got into it with them. And the line was really drawn when she said that one comment to Valentina.
Excuse me for being on your bed frame. Kuta Kente. Kuta Kente. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know she's African.
From there, they really wanted Shannon at the house, but I guess for Shannon being from like a military background, she was playing more so the mental game. So she was just like letting them mess with her, but she was like, I'm stronger than a box or something like that.
Shannon, why are you crying? Ooh, crocodile tears, not sad. Mad.
Now, once the second replacement came in, which was Raquel, aka Rocky, once she came in, Shannon and Rocky formed an alliance, and it was Shamrock against the house.
But this season, producers was getting messy, and this season, producers was getting sneaky, and it was just a mess. One of the things that producers did that was sneaky, Nikki wanted to leave the house. They did not want her to leave the house without interacting with the girls because they wanted like a big bang, but Nikki did not want to interact with the girls. She just wanted to leave.
At the end of the day, being in these walls right now is pissing me off. I'm going crazy, and I'm gonna have an anxiety attack, and I'm not dealing with this. I wanna leave. I just want to go home. I'm gonna have pans and pots in my hands, so if anybody has something to say, I'm gonna smack them and hit me with an assault charge. Like, I feel like I'm gonna have a mental breakdown.
I want you out of
So they literally was allegedly holding that girl hostage for a second. The mama had to call the police and be like, my daughter is held hostage against her will. They won't let her leave. So they finally released her, but they had cut the phone lines off because they wanted to produce a big moment in the show. Same with that whole opening fight with Nancy, Valentina, and Rocky. Remember how I stated like it was kind of like a taboo to have a replacements featured in the opening fight? Well, at this point, it was kind of like, it is what it is. Y'all already know who's gonna be on the show anyway, so here you go.
Why are you laughing at me?
But no, in this era of BGC, social media was really becoming a thing. That's why they started doing them interactive episodes. The tweets was tweeted, you know, the blog pages was there on Instagram. But like during this era, they so badly wanted those viral moments to go viral on social media because the fights was brutal. Like even with Janae, and she was getting thrown around like a balloon. I just knew that was gonna be the opening. But as you can see, like the girls were just getting nastier, meaner, and security was not breaking it up like they should have. They broke it up like at the tail end because they wanted those viral moments. Brings me back to the opening fight. It was a produced moment. It's on a mixture of things that they stated that Rocky and Shannon told Jerry, the bartender.
Because one of the main things is like, why are you telling the bartender all of our business? Well, apparently production kind of fed him everything to say. And it was like, go ask him like, hey, is this what's going on? And that's how we get all these debacles. Rocky even said, I wasn't even talking about Nancy's tampon show. I was talking about something else, but they produced and edited into the way as I was talking about something. Producers are sneaky. Not gonna lie, this season was crazy. It was really intense. It's a good rewatch. I feel like Stephanie was kept the whole time because she was good background noise.
Like when I say I know they love Stephanie for her background vocals, this is what I mean. Just peep her during this fight.
Yo! Yo! She respect this bitch! Yo! Stop! Valentino!
When I say she is the voice of BGC 10, I'm not playing because that's all you heard all season. Let go, let go! But when I say it's a good rewatch, it really is. I rewatched it a couple weeks ago just because, and there's so many storylines I didn't even get into. Like the Jen versus Rocky storyline and that Hot Pocket situation. Stephanie being the lesbian but sleeping with Dre from Love Games. They actually dated for a good little minute after the show. You know, she was all up in that main music video. Oh yes, they was in love. The reunion was even crazier, and this is also the first reunion where we see somebody try to get a little tough with Tanisha, and that was Nikki.
No, because I heard her in the hallway and I almost had to shut up! I can be louder than you too! Boo, this is my stage, but don't get it twisted!
Also, Jen and Nikki got into an altercation, which was so random. It was so good, but it was like, they was barely in the house like that together. But Nikki mama was definitely out there in the audience. She was right behind Shamrock. Real quick sidebar, Nancy is from Memphis. I'm from Memphis. So in school, when we saw it was about to be a Memphis girl on there, we was excited. It was like, oh shoot.
A real South Memphis bitch!
Oh, baby, we was ecstatic. And then people in my school was like, oh, Nancy, my cousin. Girl, you know they ain't my cousin. But Nancy did act like every family member in my family. How she acted on the show, oh yeah, that's a Memphis girl. Especially this clip right here.
I hear it, mother laughing at me behind my back, laughing at you.
I was like, oh, that's a Memphis girl, bad. Matter of fact, that's just people in Memphis in general. Like, you can have all the facts in front of you. I don't know, y'all just seem fishy. I don't believe it.
And fun fact, Janae, Valentina, and Nancy filmed the episode of Finding My Man, and it's always rumored that those three would have been the next three that would have did the Love Games season, but Love Games got canceled. But I'm gonna talk about all that in the spin-off documentary.
After BGC 10, they did do another OMG special, and this time it was featuring season 6 through 10. The host for this special was Erica and Megan from BGC 9, as well as Camilla from BGC 8 and Natalie from BGC 4. These two also did the Making It to the Mansion episodes, but I bet what you didn't know, Christina from BGC season 9, she was supposed to be part of that special, and she actually filmed her own stuff by herself. They wanted her to talk more crap about the stuff she was saying. I was like, oh, how do you feel? And Christina was just like, oh, the girl was cool, whatever. Oh, I thought this. They kept trying to hype her up like, girl, you're the baddest. You by yourself. You filming by yourself. Like, be bad. And Christina was like, I ain't got nothing to say. So Oxygen just completely edited everything she said out the special. And although I cannot find the picture where she posted it, was like, oh, wow, what a priceless experience. You just gonna have to take my word for it. And I ain't one to lie, because the tweets was definitely out there. The general public was definitely upset. As insane as season 6 through 10 were, would you look at me sideways if I told you we were only scratching the surface?
Why would you hit her while she walking away?
Next time in part 3.
I wanna fight. I just wanna see my dad.
We uncover what ultimately led up to Bad Girls Club being canceled.
You don't have cancer, you never had cancer.
Part 3, it gets even more toxic, and it leads us to one of the worst situations to ever happen in BGC history.
Who is that? Oh my God, that's our stuff.
For more information on Bad Girls Club Exposed, subscribe to the Unpopular Party right now.